All right, this is Ehsan Sadri, ophthalmologist at Newport Beach, California with Visionary Eye Institute. I'm here at OIS, AAO in San Francisco 2019. Really excited for my next guest, who you actually saw. I interviewed him in San Diego in ASCRS, Dr. Jehan. He's here. He had a long flight and finally made it, but we're glad to see him. How you doing, Jehan?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. And by the way, I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV.
Yeah. Well, with a name like Jehan, for those of you who know what it means world. So
my parents had high aspirations.
Yes, they did. So welcome. How's your meeting going so far?
So far, it's been great. I think we're so excited. OIS is such a special time for us every year. I think the two meetings we get to see everybody. It is truly amazing the level of innovation that we're starting to see develop in ophthalmology. Just this meeting, we're going to be meeting with, oh God, I'm probably undercounting, at least 24 companies to find out what's going on, and from all over the world. I mean, it's amazing. It's no longer just San Francisco and Cambridge.
Yeah.
It is from all over the world where you have innovation coming in. And I think we like to be at the forefront of innovation, and we make it our point to make sure that we're here.
So tell us about that, because talk about forefront of innovation. Here you are, you've made the large acquisition. Congratulations. Tell us a little bit about what else I just heard about AMD.
Wow, that's so exciting for us. I think we have two products that we are going to be really highlighting at AAO. The first one was so exciting for us. We had Beovu approved last Tuesday from the FDA. Beovu is the latest iteration in anti-VEGF treatments for wet AMD. It is, let me step back a little bit, for some of the viewers who may not know. Wet AMD is a devastating disease. It affects 20 plus million people worldwide. It is one of the leading causes of blindness among some of our most vulnerable patients, our senior citizens. It is truly devastating. The disease causes untold pain in families, and we're happy we have a solution that we can help them with. As you know, AMD is a disease of fluid, and management of fluid is critical. If you don't manage fluid, the disease progresses. Progresses, it'll lead to blindness. And one of the things that's really exciting for us is for Beovu. I can say that now.
Yeah,
it's the approved name. So for Beovu, we were so impressed with when we saw the clinical studies. It really is such a breakthrough for patients. It manages fluid really well. That works for physicians. It's the first medicine for wet AMD that once you finish your loading dose, you can automatically go to quarterly dosing. Why is that important? The main reason is that IQVIA, which is the successor company to IMS, reported that within the first year, 60% of patients stop therapy. Why do they stop therapy? Because of the burden of having to go.
Yeah.
All the
going
time.
back, every month.
Every month.
Yeah.
And what does that mean? That means, you now have a solution where you can actually, once you load, you can go quarterly. Take the burden down, your patient compliance will go up, and we're hoping that will lead to longer term outcomes that are positive and huge for patients.
Sure.
No compromise. You go, I'm really excited about this, as you can tell.
Yeah.
No compromise.
It's a big breakthrough.
It's
a big breakthrough, and it's an unmet need, as you know. Everything's just been devastating.
Yeah.
That's the proper word for it.
I would encourage your viewers to look at the clinical trial papers. They're truly, it's amazing how well the drug does.
So tell us through that. I know you're working in this whole. This was an acquisition. Or tell us about the viewers. What's your role now as far as future technologies? Is it mostly internal BD? Or is it external, or both? Or I know you're looking at other companies. What's exciting about it?
We do both. We have an amazing organization in Cambridge, in Shanghai, and in Basel, in the form of NIBR, which is the Novartis Institute for Biomedical Research. They provide some really breakthrough innovation and science. I mean, one of our products that just transitioned into clinical development just came from there. Unfortunately, it's not disclosed, so I can't talk about it.
Sure.
But it's that kind of innovation that comes through, where we also realize that there's innovation all over the world. It's as I said earlier, it's not just really in Cambridge or in San Francisco anymore. I don't know if you recall, but Beovue in its sort of original iteration actually came out of a company out of Europe.
Sure.
It came out of Esbatec. It's innovation is everywhere, and we want to make sure that we are enablers of great science, and we're enablers of bringing great medicines to our patients.
That's terrific. I mean, it's really good for all the startups in the OIS people right now that are here. That's encouraging for them to see a big company like Novartis get involved, and there's acquisition pathway, road to success.
Yeah, I mean, I have to apologize. Last time we spoke, I couldn't tell you about Xiidra because we were literally in that final stages of getting the paper signed. But
there's a lot of four-letter words I was telling him afterwards. I'm like, that son of a gun! I saw him. He didn't say a word.
But
you're a good poker player, though. I will say.
I try. We were so excited about that.
Yeah.
I mean, as a potent anti-inflammatory in dry eye, it is really a great drug.
Yeah.
I mean, the integration is going really well. Our sales forces are trained up, and in fact, our launch meeting was a couple of weeks ago in your neighborhood. So, we're ready to go with Xiidra as well. And I think, for us, I think the internal message really is ophthalmology is one of our key priorities. And I think if you look at the acquisitions that we've done over the last couple of years, the amount of money we invest in ophthalmology, we really want to make a difference in the lives of our patients. And I think it is so fortunate that I have the ability to work for a company that is so committed to getting medicines to patients.
Yeah, I mean, it's very impactful, very impactful. So tell me that. So what is the next 2, 3, 4 years look like? What else? Can you give us a little insight? What else? What areas you're looking at, and what excites you about companies here? You've said a couple dozen, but
I can sort of start. One of the things that we try to do is we sort of have highlighted areas where we can have the biggest impact. What is our strategy? Our strategy is really focusing in on retinal diseases, as you can see with the launch of Beovue. We are focusing in on rare and orphan diseases. As you know, we have the rights to Luxturna outside of the U.S., and we are, I think now, I may be getting the number wrong, but I think we're almost at over a dozen patients that have already been treated since it was approved end of last year. Our CPK850 is our gene therapy for RLBP1, which is in the public domain. The clinical trials for that are going really well. We are focused in on ocular surface disease, and ocular surface disease for us is not just dry eye, but it's also meibomian gland disease. It is ocular, chronic ocular surface pain. We want to make sure that we can help our physicians make a difference in the lives of our patients. And at the end of the day, that's why we're there. I think, great things come as a consequence of great science. So we want to make sure that we're there. We're also very excited about digital. I mean, there are, in ophthalmology, it's a unique opportunity because, the eye is the camera to the brain. I mean, you have an amazing opportunity to use digital medicines to actually have a therapeutic effect. I mean, we're really looking into that. Unfortunately, I can't disclose a lot about it. But as you know, we announced actually a partnership with Microsoft the other day to really start to go into AI, to start to go into other areas. That's an area of real interest for us and real excitement. I think anything we can do to move ophthalmology forward, and meetings like this are great opportunities to do that, is the best thing to do.
So I want to pivot a little bit because I think part of it, as you and I talked about, is tell us a little bit about your career path. People are listening to this, they're young entrepreneurs, maybe they're in BD, maybe they're in science, they want to have your pathway. Tell us your pathway. Tell us, how did you become where you are now?
I have to say, I probably am the luckiest person there is. I started my career as a biologist. I was very fortunate to work on some of the early drugs against HIV. I didn't start in ophthalmology. I started as a virologist. I was at UMass Medical School in Worcester getting my master's degree. And then I think, life has circumstances and changes, and I decided to go get an MBA instead of going to medical school. And I got an MBA from the Thunderbird School, which is a great international management school, and joined Bayer as part of their MBA program. And from Bayer, I went to work for Bausch & Lomb, which was my first introduction to ophthalmology, and I fell in love. I had the opportunity to launch Optivar and a bunch of other medicines when I was there.
Now you're definitely dating yourself.
I know, aren't I?
Optivar. I love it. The problem is I know what Optivar is too.
And from there is GSK, and then I consulted for a little while, and then I came over to Novartis. I mean, Novartis, what really struck me for Novartis is there was such a passion for ophthalmology at Novartis. I think the ophthalmology group at Novartis, of all of the companies I've worked for, is the one that truly believes in their mission.
Sure.
And I think, it is such a pleasure to get up and go to work every day. We travel a lot for this job. We have teams all over the world. But you know what? When you come out to a meeting like this, it all seems worthwhile. Because you really see the impact you're having.
And I think there's a big commitment on the R&D and also just pipeline. It's a lot of investment.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, we're truly committed to this space. In all of the 4 areas for us, I think we are really looking to make a difference. And we're actually trying to see if we could do collaborations with academia or with other companies to continue to extend. If something is not right for us, we want to make sure that it still has a home to go somewhere else.
Very good. Well, we could be here another hour or two talking.
I know.
I know you're exhausted. You got meetings to go to. Your handlers are waiting. So it's a pleasure, Jehan.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it.
I look forward to seeing you.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for your time again.
Pleasure.
It really is one of my highlights to come talk to you every time I'm here at OIS.
Thank you, Jehan. Appreciate it.
Take care.